Hello, I'm Grant from Maker's Vlog, and today we're answering the Q&A. So I genuinely didn't think I was going to get a lot of questions whenever I put up the video for the 1,000 subscribers. Again, thank you for that. It's outstanding. We're now at 1,100 and something, nearly 1,200. We're getting there. I didn't think I was going to get that many questions. Surprisingly, I did. A lot of them over email, actually, but I'm not complaining. But before I start, there is one thing I want to let everyone know, and that is if you live in Northern Ireland or even in England and you want to come to Northern Ireland, there is a convention called QCon, which is a bit like Comic-Con, but it happens in Queen's University in Belfast. And I am going to be running a couple of tabletop RPGs at it. I'm going to be running Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. I'm going to be running Death House. I think that's on the Sunday morning, if I'm not much mistaken. And I'm also, all being well, going to be running Cyberpunk Red, which is the new version of Cyberpunk. So Cyberpunk 2020 was the old one. I think it came out in like the 80s. And Cyberpunk Red is meant to bridge the gap between Cyberpunk 2020 and Cyberpunk 2077. And 2077 is the video game that's coming out, the one with Keanu Reeves in it. And this Cyberpunk Red is meant to be sort of set in between the two. The company that makes it were very kind to give me early access to the materials. Now it'll be out probably by the time you see this video. It's going out on the 1st, or it's coming out on the 1st of September, August. It's coming out on the 1st. Whenever you see this video, it'll be out. But they've given me early access so I can prep for it. The QCon is the 30th of August to the 1st, 2nd. It's over that weekend. I'm good with dates. It's over that weekend, the last weekend of August. And it's it's going to be good. They've simplified the rules on it. Not to a detriment. I don't think they've streamlined the rules to the point where it's really linear or anything like that. I think they've just made it simpler and a lot easier to follow. So I'm going to be running that as well. I haven't got a time slot confirmed for it yet, but as soon as I do, I'll tweet it out and stuff. So follow me on Twitter if you want to see that. So if there is anyone in the area and wants to pop by for that, happy days. Let me know that you came from the channel. It is a first come first serve thing, so it's I think half an hour before the game starts. You just have to rock up, and if you get space, you get space. There's not much I can do about that, but you know, if you're talking to me, you know, well before the half an hour and you just hang around, you'd probably be first in the queue. But anyway, also, sorry, I've got my notes down here. Just that's if you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. There is a cybersecurity conference called B-Sides. And there's one happening in Manchester, and I'm giving a talk at it. And it's the end of August as well. It's actually, I will be back the day before QCon for that, so that'll be fun. I'll have a lot of talking over that week. So I'm giving a talk at that. I think tickets for it are already sold out, but you can go on a waiting list. The tickets are free for B-Sides. It's just if you get a ticket, you get a ticket. So I'm giving a talk at that. And I think that's it for my bits and pieces. Yes, so now on to the actual questions. One of the biggest questions I got was, what are your favourite YouTubers? And here are some of your favourites. And yeah, there's a few. There's that many that I watch. I'm not going to go through every single one, but a few of the key ones would be Electroboom, if you've heard of him. Medai, I think his name is. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. I apologise. He knows his stuff. And actually, funnily enough, about 3 days after I did my wee EMP video and the wee EMP generator that I made, he released a video showing how to make it, and he showed how to make it properly. So yeah, that's really good if you want to check that out. It actually explained where I went wrong on a couple of things. If you watch the EMP video, you'll know that it was really, really short range, and even then it only messed with the circuitry ever so slightly. It wasn't high power enough. And watching his video, I actually figured out, oh, that's where I was messing up. So definitely well worth a watch. He is hilarious, and there's there's one clip in particular that I always laugh at, and it's whenever he's trying to jumpstart his car and his daughter's holding onto the terminals and he starts it, and yeah, in fact, yeah, here, this.
So as I suspected, even if you hold on to the wires that carry a lot of current, you won't be electrocuted.
So you weren't sure?
Ow, you little...
So yeah, that I just find that hilarious every time. Next one, AVE. Arduino versus Evil, I think was what it was originally called, but then he's abbreviated to AVE. He's an engineer. I'm possibly mechanical. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know what kind of he's an engineer. I believe anyway, and he knows his shit. So he does. If you don't like swear words or made up words, maybe not for you, but yeah, he's definitely well worth a watch. A bit closer to home. So Electroboom and AV are both Canadians. Well, they live in Canada. I don't know where Electroboom is originally from. I believe he said he's Iranian, but they both live in Canada. But a bit closer to home, Britain. Lindy Beige. Great guy. Never met him, but great guy. His videos are fantastic, and they range from anything to, you know, beige shirts.
Or this one, or this one, or this one, or this one.
How to forge a sword.
There is a bar that I push down on with one foot that alters how alarming it is each time the thing smashes down on the hot metal. I quickly mastered too alarming and not alarming enough.
And, you know, shooting guns.
Feel confident?
No, but let's do it anyway.
Okay.
It's, yeah, very, very definitely worth a watch. I'll put links to all these in the descriptions. For anyone in amateur radio, DX Commander. Again, another good British man.
Hello, and in this series I'm going to show you exactly what you need to do. No, I'm not.
Yeah, he is fantastic, and he seems just like such a genuinely nice guy. He had a video up a while ago where he works or one of his workshops is at a farm, and he was running cable, or needed to run cable underneath the road, and so needed to dig a trench to obviously bury the cable. And he was asking, you know, oh, anyone in the area, you know, if you want to come down and lend a hand, that would be fantastic. And I live in Northern Ireland, so there's, you know, a bit of water between me and him, and I was genuinely considering getting a flight over. I was like, yeah, I could fly over, it wouldn't be that expensive, you know, I could give him a hand. He just seems like a genuinely nice guy, and he is very, very intelligent. He knows his shit with radios and science in general. And for any, this actually leads on to another question. People have asked what licensee am I, and I am an intermediate licensee. I do not know my intermediate call sign because it is rubbish. It's like 2I0 Foxtrot Kilo Mike FKM, I think. I don't know, it just doesn't roll off the tongue. So whenever I'm using anything, I just use my foundation call sign, which is M0 or MI0. MI0, I'm not an MI0 yet. MI7 AEW. And yeah, I use it for most of the things. I am doing my full license exam, I think in September, it's the first week in September. So hopefully then I will get my MI0, which would be good. You know, Cody's Lab, another great channel. Yeah, fantastic science channel, does all really, really cool things. Also does a bit of gardening, which I quite like. I like a bit of gardening, so he has a few interesting things that he does with like hydroponics and stuff, and growing plants in a sealed environment. Yeah, definitely worth a watch. This one, I don't think too many people have heard of this, potentially, but Accursed Farms, or Accursed Farms, I don't know, whatever way you want to pronounce it. And it's run by a guy, Ross Scott, and if you've heard of the Freeman's Mind videos, he does them, and since he's not stopped in Freeman's Mind, but that's not the main focus of his channel anymore. I think he does a lot of stuff talking about, you know, older games on Russ's Game Dungeon, and also talking about like issues in gaming, like games as a service and stuff like that, and all that good stuff. Yeah, he's worth a watch. Very amusing guy, and his content's really, really good. Tested. I watch it primarily because Adam Savage, because it's Adam Savage, and I loved Mythbusters. And just the stuff that he makes and the way that he can make things is just mind-blowing. If I get in fact, if I get to a quarter of his skill level, I could die happy. The stuff that he can do is just amazing. So that's YouTubers. Like I say, there is a ton more, but those are the key ones that keep coming up every now and again. Work was another question. What do I work at? And I work with computers. I am what is called a technical consultant. So basically, I would a company would pay the company that I work for me to go out and do something for them. It's generally if they're doing something their IT team don't know how to do, or maybe you're not that confident in, or maybe they've tried to do it and they're having issues. They would get us out to help. Main thing I quite like doing was cloud migration, so Microsoft Azure or Azure, depending on whether you're American or not. So migrating physical servers and on premises up into the cloud. So that's what I do. It's computers and techie stuff, basically. If anyone knows of a job where I could do tinkering and research of cybersecurity stuff, yeah, let me know. Music, fucking everything. Yeah, it's very eclectic. It ranges from rock to instrumental, like orchestral instrumental. Lindsay Sterling, I quite like her covers of things. Her own music, like the stuff she writes herself. I only enjoy a few of their songs. It's not really my cup of tea, but the melodies and stuff she does of covers of other things, I really, really enjoy. Yeah, rock music for the most part. Yeah, it's just everything. Yeah, it's not a. I couldn't just say yes, this genre, and that's me done. It's loads of different stuff. Biggest question. This is the biggest question I get, even outside of me asking for questions, is what is on my arm? Like what is the tattoo? It's Courage the Cowardly Dog. So for those of you who don't know, it's a cartoon that was around. It might still be around. I don't think there's any new ones going, but you could probably still watch it on like Cartoon Network or something. But it was about a dog that was cowardly but had to do all this stuff anyway. I'm not explaining it very well. YouTube it. There'll be things on there. But the tattoo itself is the silhouette of Courage, and the inside the silhouette is his house and the moon and stuff in the middle of nowhere. That's that. I'm hoping to get this arm done at some point. I was thinking of doing like a Dark Mark from Harry Potter, but have it made out of Pokemon. I don't know how well that'll work. I think if the Pokemon look very cartoony, like they do in the actual cartoon and games, I don't think it'll look too good, but if they're made to look a bit more darker and realistic, I think it could work quite nicely, but we'll see. Yeah, a weird one. I had a lot of people asking if I like horror films. Not what films do you like, just do you like horror films? Yeah, I don't know where that one came from, but as a matter of fact, I do, yes. My dad was a big horror film fan. Growing up, I was not a fan of them, but yeah, over time, I've came around to it. And in fact, a recommendation. If you have Amazon Prime, by the way, none of this is sponsored or anything like that. Just I have Amazon Prime, and that is where the film is easily got. Suspiria, and the new one of it. You can watch the old one. So Suspiria, the new one, it's not a remake. It's sort of like a homage to the previous one, which was part of a trilogy, and it's I believe it's an Italian film. The old one was an Italian film, and it has not aged fantastically. If you can get by that, definitely the old one is worth a watch, but the new one is so well done. I usually, if I'm sitting in the house doing something, I usually have a horror film on in the background just for background noise, and I don't really watch it because most of them that you find on like Netflix and Amazon Prime stuff are generally a bit shit. All the good ones I've watched. So I usually just have it on as background noise, and I'd done that for the new Suspiria one because I thought, oh, this is just going to be a shitty remake. I'll just have it on the background. and about 20 minutes in, it's quite long as well, but about 20 minutes in, I stopped, put down the laptop, rewinded it back to the start, and thought, yeah, no, I'm going to watch this. This looks good, and I was not disappointed. So if you like your horror films, that's definitely a good one. Let me see. That is me. That's it. Yeah, that's it for the most part. I did have a lot of questions that were overlapping each other. I think I've covered the most of them. So yeah, that was most of the questions. I did have a few overlapping, well, quite a few overlapping ones. People asking the same things or seeing questions slightly differently. Coming up soon, I have had a hell of a lot of people asking me to breadboard this. So this is the little jammer. Don't worry about the cable. That I made, and a lot of people asking to breadboard that. So I'll be doing that. Soon. But what I will do, if you do want to see the breadboard of that and you're really keen on that, if you join the Discord chat, which will be in the description, and ask, I can supply, I've got essentially like a breadboard schematic. It's like a drawing of the breadboard essentially, and it shows you fucking everything that you need, near enough. So if you join the Discord chat and say I can fire that out, or it may even be on there by the time you join. So I will be doing that. So the live stream that I mentioned about, I'm probably still going to do that at some point, just as a chat thing, but I'm trying to work out when the best time to do it is, because according to my YouTube analytics, most of the people who watch these videos are American, and if I do it during my time, all the Americans will either be in work or asleep, and if they're the majority of the audience, then there'll be no one on the live stream. So I don't know, I need to work out when would be a good time to do that. Possibly over a weekend, and then maybe if it's over the weekend I can do it at a time that would suit the majority of the audience. But yeah, that's it. I'll see you later.